Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. We have a very chilled video today. I am sat on my bed, got no makeup on. I thought it was about time I did another Chatty Get Ready with me because it feels like it's been quite a while. Although in reality it's probably only been a month. But I do love Chatty Get Ready with me videos, so I hope you do too, because my style of Get Ready with me is, like I said, very relaxed, very informal. Not that any of my videos are actually formal. There's not a huge amount of makeup chat unless I've got something in particular I want to say. It's just general chit chat really. If you want to know what products I'm using, I will list them down below in the description box as usual, and I'll include any relevant links as well, just in case I've done reviews on any of the stuff I'm about to put on my face. So there's the intro done. I have got some makeup with me in this lovely bag that I got in the M&S Beauty Advent Calendar, which is already looking a little bit grubby and I hardly ever use it. So I knew this was going to happen because the main colour of it is white, but it's very cute and it says my favourite things on the front, so I thought it was quite appropriate really. At the moment I am actually on my own, but I'm going to predict that when I'm probably not that far into getting ready, I'm not going to be on my own anymore because the boys have been out this morning. They've been to visit my father-in-law in hospital. He is still in hospital. He was due to come out, was it yesterday, I think, which means he wouldn't have even been in there a week. He had a bit of an incident, shall we say. Don't want to get too graphic. And they're keeping him in a little bit longer. So I don't know how long for. I'm sure I'll find out in a minute when my husband comes home. So they've been to visit him and they've also gone food shopping. And they're literally on their way home now, and the way that I know that is because we both have iPhones and can therefore stalk each other, which is quite handy, being able to see where your other half is. Mainly, the way I use it is when I'm getting dinner ready and I can see when he's nearly home. So it is quite handy. But this is one of the last few Lancome Teint Idoles that I'm using. And this is definitely in a shade that I won't be picking up. This is 01 Beige Albatre, or whatever that shade is called. And it's very yellow, as you probably just saw as I was putting it on my face. But once it's been blended, it's passable. I've definitely discovered the way that I like to apply this foundation. I like to really quickly slap it on everywhere with a brush. As you can tell, it's not going on, you know, particularly accurately as such. I'm literally just slapping it on because it doesn't dry down massively fast. It's not as bad as Estee Lauder Double Wear, which doesn't give you very long at all. But it just helps to get it on quickly, because if you go just in with a beauty blender, it's going to take a while. But then what I do, once I've got it everywhere, is somewhere, what have I done with that then? Somewhere I've got a damp beauty blender and I don't know what I've done with it. Just one second. There was me thinking I was being really organised and I had everything for one of the most crucial parts of getting ready, in my opinion, and I'd left the beauty blender out by the computer because that's obviously where a beauty blender is meant to be kept. But then I just quickly go over everything and have a bit of a bop, blend it in. This particular one doesn't really match my neck very well. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera, so I really have to work to blend it. But yeah, that's pretty much base done, really quick actually. And I've been wearing this foundation every day to work for, yeah, a good couple of weeks now, I think. I am taking a bit of an extra step with this foundation now, just purely because I was finding myself getting quite glowy towards the end of the day. So I've been using my Coty Airspun again, with amazing results actually with this foundation. So I think I found a really good combo that actually lasts really well all day. I literally just pat it on the areas of my face that I know get quite bad, and then I'll leave that to sit for a moment or two, and then I will just brush the excess off. So it's kind of like semi-baking, I suppose. I don't know whether you can see, but the hostage situation that I had with this cold sore is pretty much gone now. I've just been left with a bit of a scar, which always happens to me when I get a particularly bad one. I don't know if anyone else suffers from cold sores, but they are so horrible. I've been using this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer as an eye base lately. This happened by accident because I couldn't find my usual eye base. I think it's because I keep doing videos around my makeup collection and I move stuff around and then I can't find it. And I thought, actually, let's have a go at using it as an eye base. And I've been really liking it, actually. Just to give you a bit of a blank canvas to work with. I could have done with doing my eyebrows today really, but I think I'll do them tomorrow. I definitely need to colour them probably every 2 weeks. They don't look too bad, but I just prefer to use less product if I can, and when I tint them, obviously you do need to use that bit less product. I don't know whereabouts in the world you're watching this, but in the UK, we have had some pretty crazy weather, considering it is, what is it today? What date? It's the 24th, so it's Saturday the 24th today. And it's been really cold. I mean, it's not so bad now, but where I live, even though we're really high up and we're quite close to the moors, we don't tend to see a lot of snow, let alone have it settle. And we've had snow quite a few times this month, which has been so exciting. And now they're saying that we might get a snowy Easter as well, which is just bonkers. Last year, I remember this time going out and doing Easter egg hunts and stuff with my little boy, and it just seems really wintry and cold outside at the moment. I actually can't wait for spring proper to start, because I really feel like doing a bit of a spring clean and having a good tidy, and, you know, just get all the doors open, wash all the curtains, you know, do all those kind of things that you feel like you want to do when it's warmed up a bit. Get washing out on the line as well. I have risked it a couple of times, but it's always been a mistake and I've had to pull everything back in again. So I cannot wait to actually get washing out on the line. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's something to celebrate, I think. I am going to be having a long week at work next week. I had a bit of a panicked phone call from work. It was it my long week this week? Yes, it was. And I think basically what's happened is quite a few people are off over Easter and they just didn't leave themselves with the amount of cover that they would have liked. I would have only been doing Monday, Tuesday next week, and now I'm actually doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and I never work on a Thursday because I get weighed on a Thursday, and that's not what I'm contracted to do anyway. So I'd still like to go down and get weighed. I get weighed at 10 o'clock, so I think I'm literally just going to say, right, I'll be back in a minute, because it's pretty much next door to where I work, where I get weighed. I might have to turn up early though, because I don't know if any of you have ever gone to somewhere like Slimming World, but oh my goodness, sometimes you can be queuing for a long time whilst you're waiting. Slimming World is going pretty well. I think in total I've lost about 1.5 stone, which I'm really happy with. I could definitely have lost more, but looking back when I think about it, oh, I think the boys are home. when I think about it, I have enjoyed myself along the way as well. So I've lost weight, but I've also still eaten a lot of things that wouldn't make it 100% Slimming World friendly. But for me, as I've probably mentioned before, this weight loss journey that I'm on is going to be for the rest of my life in terms of like maintaining a healthy weight. So I want to be able to eat, for the most part, what I actually want. And someone's just decided to start banging. How rude. But it has taught me a lot about what I can eat and what I can eat a lot of and be able to lose weight. So at some point when I'm able to, I think I'm going to do some kind of what I eat in a Slimming World day, what some of my favourite Slimming World discoveries are in terms of meals and stuff. So the boys are back. Just had a slight interruption. I never zoomed you in a bit actually. Should we zoom you in a tiny bit? Is that better? I've just been given some flowers, which was very cute. So I'll go and sort those out in a minute. I do like tulips, but they can be a bit of a pain in the bum because the stems go all wonky. So they look nice, but for like a really, really short time. Anyway, thanks to that interruption, I have no idea what I was actually talking about. So I have been really good and I have been using a different palette because I do stick to like the same ones a lot. And this is the Stila in the Light palette, which is really pretty. So I've been using this, I think, all week. And I must admit, I am struggling with it a little bit. I could do with, I suppose in fairness, maybe 1 or 2 more shades. I'd like a much lighter brown, because you've got like a shimmery brown and then a really rich chocolate brown. And I could do with a much paler, almost like a whitey creamy colour. And then I think actually this would be really workable, but a lot of the shades are really similar. So what I've been having to do is using the Tarte Energy Noir palette, because in here there is actually a really light shade. So I think I'm going to use this now. And I did actually say I was going to use it in a Get Ready With Me, didn't I? But I'm literally just going to use that light shade as like a base colour, really. Oh, I think I was talking about work, wasn't I? Work next week. So yeah, I'm doing a 4-day week next week, which I'm sure will be fine. And then literally the day after it's Good Friday and I'll be off for 4 days, because the following week would have been my long week, but now, because I'm not working the Monday with it being Easter Monday, I'll just be working the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the week after that, it will revert back to my short week again. So basically what I'm saying is I'm doing a 4-day week next week, but then the following 2 weeks after that, it'll just be 2 2-day weeks, which sounds great. Speaking of work, I had my annual appraisal. I've been there, what is it now? 7 months, I think. And it went really well. I was really happy about that. And I'm going to start doing some studying, which is exciting, and doing some exams. So I need to try and find some time, which will be a bit of a challenge, I think. But I'm just going to have to work things out as I go along, I think. Today I am rocking second day curls. They came out so good yesterday. Yesterday I filmed, this is going to sound really confusing. Yesterday in reality, so it would have been Friday, I filmed, no, I can't even get my head around how to say this. Basically, let's just say it simply. So yesterday I filmed my empties video, which went up, is going up today, but for you watching this now was actually yesterday. Can you see where I was struggling with trying to cope with the timey-wiminess of that whole sentence? And when I was editing it, I could not stop staring at my hair, which is not something that I could often say would be the case. It just looked gorgeous. And it is actually as the result of me trying something new. So I don't know if it's like the hair honeymoon period that you get, or whether this stuff is actually going to be lovely. But it was a whole new regime. It was shampoo, conditioner, and then a styling product with my Bouclem curl gel on top. And it just came out looking gorgeous. So yeah, I don't know if that was just a coincidence, but oh, my hair yesterday was gorgeous. And then today, in terms of second day curls, I dampened my hair down and used some of this new product. And I mean, I need to fluff it out a bit because it's not crispy. Well, it is kind of crispy actually. But there are parts of it that are just really shiny. That's not going to show up because I've got a dark top on, and just look gorgeous. So I am so happy about that. But I want to test it a bit more because at the moment that's just based on me using it for like 1, kind of 2 times. Something else I tried last night for the first time, which was not successful, is you've probably heard about the fact that you should either invest in silk or satin pillowcases to stop your hair going frizzy at night, or you should use a silk scarf and when you go to sleep, wrap your hair up and go to sleep with a silk scarf on your head. And I just thought, there's no way this is going to stay on my head. And it didn't, unfortunately. So I can't see me tying it any differently and it actually working, because it was quite secure, but obviously because it's quite slippery, it just came off. So I might try and tuck it over the top of my pillow and see if that works. Because for the time that my hair did stay in it, which I think was, you know, for a decent amount of time, my hair actually did feel really shiny still this morning. So I don't know whether that was using this scarf or whether it was this new product. I don't know. I'm going to have to continue to test it and I'll let you know. But I just picked up some really cheap scarves from Amazon. They came in a 4-pack. And I actually posted a picture on Instagram yesterday because I put my hair up. Well, I didn't put it up, I had it like a hair band. And it actually looked quite cute. I don't think I would go out like it, but for like bimbling around the house, doing housework or whatever. Oh, and something else I did when I was cooking last night, I put my hair up in one of the scarves then as well, in the hope that it would protect my hair a little bit from all the smells and stuff. And it did actually seem to do that. I don't know if that's my imagination though. Going for a completely different eye look compared to normal. This is the look that I've done a couple of days now, and it's been using this bluey colour here, which is called Night Sky, which is a really nice colour actually, but it's got a bit of a sparkle to it. And for some reason, it was just kind of calling my name. So I've blended it with some grey from the Energy Noir palette, because there isn't a grey shade in here, although there is a bit of, there's like a sparkly grey, but I don't want sparkles, I want matte. But my husband actually commented on how I did this the other day when I used this bluey colour, and he said, oh, I like your eyes, they look really nice. He does sometimes compliment how I've done my makeup, and generally it's when he does obviously really like it, so.
That's fine, how are you watching? I just wanted to see what you're watching on.
I don't know whether it's approaching a full moon, I might check in a minute, but if you have children and they start to go a little bit nuts, you can pretty much guarantee that it's a full moon. My friends' kids are the same, and the last couple of days our little boy has just been very emotional and getting like really upset for sort of no reason at all. I think I'm going to do a powder liner with the black, which I'm not sure if I've done yet. I don't know if any of you have seen it yet or are even remotely interested, but they've just released the trailer for the new Deadpool film. It looks so good. I loved the first film. And the second film looks like it's going to be just as good. We literally just watched the first film the other day. I mean, I've watched it quite a few times, but I was just in the mood to watch something silly. And it definitely ticks that box. And it's just so satisfying. I love it. I have quite broad taste when it comes to film. See, this eye has gone great. This eye is about to go wrong. I do have quite a broad range of taste in films, which massively depends on what kind of mood I'm in. The new Jurassic Park film is coming out soon as well, isn't it? I really liked the last one with, is it Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy? I thought he was really good. And, oh, I can't think of her name. I'm assuming she's going to be in it again. There are so many films that I cannot wait for my little boy to watch, and he was literally begging me this morning when we were having breakfast to watch Star Wars, is it The Force Awakens? It's a 12. So I was trying to explain to him why he couldn't watch it, whilst at the same time, because it's been a little while since I've seen it, looking up on the BBFC website, which if you don't know is the British Board of Film Classification. They do this thing called BBFC Insight, which gives you a bit of information about why they've rated something in a certain way, which is really helpful if you're a parent, because if you've not seen it, it can help you figure out if it's going to be age appropriate. Obviously a 4-year-old watching a 12 is an instant no, and he was like, can I watch a couple of minutes? And I was racking my brains as to why it would possibly be a 12, but then he got distracted by something, so luckily I didn't have to deal with that situation for much longer. But I absolutely love listening to music from the films. It's one of my favourite things to do if I don't have any podcasts to listen to. And I was listening to some music last night whilst I was getting dinner ready, and I was listening to John Williams' kind of playlist of lots of different music from the films that he's composed for. Star Wars, of course, being one of those films. And it was so funny because a piece of music came on and my little boy came running into me, so excited. Mummy, 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 it's from Star Wars. And I was like, it's my boy. I was so happy because I am a bit of a geek when it comes to film music. I just love it. Should we do some highlight? Why not? I've got the Hourglass palette in my hand. I've got a little brush. Let's do it, because it is the weekend after all. Not that I'm going to be doing anything tremendously exciting today. I think it's just going to be a case of all the usual weekend stuff really, housework. But it's nice to have a bit more time to get ready and be able to actually relax about it. I'm kind of tempted, as I have the Hourglass palette in my hand, to use this pink blush. I didn't necessarily want to go to total Shimmer Town though. But I was thinking a pink blush and it's kind of beckoning me, but I know it's going to be quite shimmery. I'm just going to go for it, I think. I've talked myself into it. I did bring with me my Zoeva Pink Spectrum palette, which I love so much. I was going to use one of these, probably this one, or maybe that one. I may use one of those to tone it down depending on how badly this goes. Oh, before I do blush actually, I'm going to do my lashes. I've been using this little one that I mentioned in my last makeup collection video. This is the one from, I think it's Doucce Maxlash Volumizer Mascara. I really like it. I don't know how much it is to buy full size though, so I'm going to have a look into this. It's got a really weird brush. It's kind of flat on one edge and then really bristly on the other. To be honest, I only actually noticed that feature about it, I think it was yesterday, and I've been using this for about a week. But what it gives you is really separated, very fluttery lashes. So for me, sometimes that is quite a nice look without going for too much like volume and oomph. I can't believe I've just done that. Just ignore that, I'll sort it out in a minute. It does take a long time to get it to the point that you want to though, that's the only thing. You kind of have to really tease each little bit into the place where you want it to be. And yeah, it's definitely more of a subtle mascara than what I would usually go for. I prefer something with a little bit more drama and oomph. It's funny because this side, which usually goes so well for me, is a bit more tricky with this mascara for some reason. Right, I think that's going to about do it because I'm worried that if I mess around much longer it's going to start to look a lot worse. Right, let's go in with some of this crazy blush, shall we, and hope that it doesn't go wrong. It's a real kind of bubblegummy pink colour, which definitely does have quite a sheen to it. I think I'm just going to go over the top of, just to blend it back a bit, as usual. Oh, the scarves that I was talking about earlier, I do actually have one right here. This is the one that I had in my hair yesterday, and I did the post on Instagram. They are actually massive, really, really big. And I just folded it down into like a tube and basically had it kind of like this. Something a bit different, I suppose. Right, I always manage to forget a lip product, don't I? But because this is still, well, it is pretty much gone, but I've just been wearing lip balm, so I'm just going to grab my lip balm. I'm still working my way through these little pots of the By Terry Baume de Rose, which is lovely, but it's just so expensive. Right, I think I'm just going to fluff my hair up a little bit, and I think that's me done. And then we have it. That is my hair all fluffed up a little bit. It's actually looking really quite good. It's gone super duper curly, and I'm quite happy with how everything came out. It's quite pink and cool and blue, which is different for me, definitely. So yeah, it's been a fun experiment using that different palette. But anyway, that is it from me today. I hope you're all really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!